Sawasdee krab and welcome to ASEAN Talent, the show that will present you the stories of all talented people around the region and ASEAN Talent. This week, we are still with Kun Trisdee Napathalung, one of the world's youngest conductors. But in our program today, we will focus more and talk with him on his ideas into his career as a conductor. What about conductor?
And then when I was 15, I was introduced to the world of, classical music, or rather to the classical music scene in Thailand, by Mr. Somtao Sucharitgul, who, as I mentioned, is a well-known musical figure in this country. And he taught me a lot of things, but not sort of in a classroom sort of atmosphere, but rather in a more sort of guru-like kind of way. So he would play me music that I had never heard before.
And as you are such a young conductor, have you ever experienced or faced any hardships or difficulties during your career?
Yes, of course. Yes, I have, and it would be strange if I hadn't. But luckily, not too many difficult things. Just that one time I was in Strasbourg in France, and I was the assistant conductor of this opera production back then, and I was supposed to get a couple of performances. But the thing is, being the assistant, you're not really supposed to exert or to have your own ideas, musical ideas, and so you just have to follow what the main conductor does. As it turned out, I wasn't very good at that because I don't like to copy other people, and I don't like to be a clone of somebody else. I was given like 15 minutes with the orchestra, so the orchestra only had that much time to judge me in. And since I wasn't a perfect copy of the other conductor, the next day the orchestra requested that they wouldn't work with me. That shocked me a bit because it was the first time that had happened, and also because I had so many successes in the past. But it was good that happened to me, because it was better that that happened to me then when I was 23 or 22 or something, than if it were to happen to me later in life, because now I have the experience of being disappointed.
Well, up to now, you have been conducting and working with lots of not just good, but great bands of the world. What is your favorite performance, which is very memorable to you?
Probably the most memorable performance was the one in Italy, in Pesaro. Of course, I conducted a lot in Italy, but this one in particular was in Pesaro, the birthplace of Rossini, the great opera composer. And I was invited at the age of 23 to conduct an opera by Rossini. And of course, this was the Rossini Opera Festival. It was, huge. I mean, people traveled from all over the world to see the operas in that place. And I was invited as a young conductor at the age of 23 to conduct an Italian opera in an Italian town, in the Italian language, with an Italian orchestra, with Italian singers. It's Italian culture, it's Italian music. So it was a big challenge for me, of course, as a 23-year-old Thai. But as it turned out, I just sort of did what I could do, which was to basically achieve the highest musical standard possible. And it turned out great. Press were really wild about it, and there were many great reviews. And it was one of the big successes of my life.
Right. And also, I would like to know, during the working period, this is like your holiday, right?
Yes.
But during the working period, what do you have to do in a day?
Let's say, I was invited to conduct the Italian National Orchestra, the National Radio and Television Orchestra of Italy. And I was there to do one concert with them, and I was there for 5 days. So basically, I got there and the first 2 days were rehearsals, and the third day was the dress rehearsal and the performance, and the fifth day I came back to Thailand. So I got there, and then, yeah, I would just get up, go to the rehearsal. You have the morning rehearsal and the afternoon rehearsal, and then you're done for the day, and then you go there the next day, you rehearse also in the morning and in the afternoon, and then you're done for the day, and then the third day you might have a rehearsal in the afternoon, or a main this thing they call it a general rehearsal, which could be open to public, and then sort of like the dress rehearsal, and then you have the concert, and then that's it, and then I just fly back. So that's the life really of a conductor. It's improving quickly, and I've been fortunate enough to have had a chance to work with really talented young Thai musicians, and I think we can expect a bright future in this country when it comes to classical music. Mm-hmm. And